be honest, horror hounds. There is a lot of weirdness in this thing we love. In order to satiate audiences' tastes, filmmakers find ways to bring us new and odd material, while theaters give us opportunities to revel in our love and madness for this genre. I am your cousin Bobby, and tonight I come from the infamous horror marathon, 12 Hours of Terror at the Capitol Theater. While you all watch Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter, I will be sitting through 12 hours of horrific visions. To commemorate the 10th anniversary of this horror marathon, I will be interviewing Dave Huffman, marketing director of Cleveland Cinemas and the founder of this delightful little endurance test. If you're lucky, you may also get some footage of your cousin Bobby trying to survive the night. Before we start our interview with Dave, let's talk about Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter. Despite the title, it actually isn't about Frankenstein's daughter, but his granddaughter. That's just one of many wild and weird touches about this cult classic, which was released in 1966 on a double bill with Billy the Kid versus Dracula. Notably, those two films were the final ones directed by William Bodine, a director who was known for his, let's say, economic style. This film, as I said, has gone on to become a cult classic, beloved by both horror fans and fans of bad movies. Now, on to the interview. Dave!
Yes.
Welcome to the Dead Zone.
Why, thank you, Bobby.
Now, Dave, what is the origin story behind this marathon?
Well, the origin story is that I went to a really terrible marathon in another city. I won't name it by name, but it was really bad. And it was so unprofessionally run. It was just a mess. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it better. And so that's why I decided to start doing the all-night horror movie marathon. I also do a lot of marathons myself just at home with my friends. Right. So now this is just kind of one that I throw for the city.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, it's definitely a very good one. I'm not sure what unnamed marathon this is, but I'm certain it's better. So what is the process behind the marathon? Maybe give us a timeline on what the year leading up to it is like.
Well, every year I sort of start thinking about it in the very early spring, late spring at the very latest. I try to get a couple of the big anchor titles that I know are going to be the big thing. The last few years I've sort of focused in on a kind of a horror icon. Usually it's a director, like we've done Sam Raimi. This year we're doing Wes Craven, where we show a couple of their films to start the marathon off with, and then I pepper it in with a couple of other weird things that people might not have heard of, and then some other things that are sort of people have heard of but maybe aren't like the top of their list kind of horror icons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I have noticed that, like the year you did Hellraiser and Rawhead Rex. That was a good year. Yeah. So are there any other themes or motifs you like to stick to? What is the process like behind getting these movies?
Well, it can be a challenge sometimes getting them. Specifically, Hellraiser was the most challenging movie I've ever had to track down because the rights to that one, a lot of times it's just the studios have the rights. It's easy. You just call Warner Brothers and say, I want to play this movie. But sometimes whenever it's a little independent film, they revert back to who knows, And then like Hellraiser was one that now the production company that made it has it, and they don't really deal with theatrical bookings anymore. They're just trying to sell the movie for somebody else to deal with that. So when I finally tracked down who I needed to talk to, the only reason we ended up getting it is because the guy that I dealt with was actually from Cleveland, and he wanted to do me a favor, even though it was still the most expensive movie I've ever played.
It sounds like it. Oh my goodness. So you had mentioned Hellraiser. Were there any other films in particular that were very notably hard to pick up?
Hellraiser was definitely the most challenging. My favorite movie that we've ever shown is Sleepaway Camp. And Sleepaway Camp is also a little bit of a challenge because that's another one where the rights are actually, the director has the rights. And so you have to contact him, and he's a very nice, easygoing guy. And so he actually didn't technically even charge us to show the movie. He just wanted us to give away the value of the film rental to people that couldn't afford to have. So we were able to like do some contests and give away tickets that year. So
That's fantastic. All right, we'll be back with more from Dave after the movie. Now, strap in, rob a stagecoach, and prepare yourself for Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter.
mis dos hijos. ¿Por qué se los llevaron? ¿Por qué? ¿Qué he hecho para que me castigues así? Has everyone gone?
Yes, we are the only ones left. Has Juanita returned from the house?
No. She said she would not come back until she saw Francisco and brought him back to us.
That cursed house. Esa maldita casa. Ever since those two came here, there's been nothing but death and sorrow.
Our Francisco, how is he?
I don't know, Mama. They will not let me see.
But why?
They say he has the sickness.
Dios mío de mi vida, Virgen Santa, Virgen Santa.
Why? Why must we lose our sons and brothers to them?
Perhaps it is God's will.
God's will. God's will. Was it God's will that Agustin Rojas should die? And that other boy, Jose Alvarez? No. I say no. It's because of them.
You speak in anger, Juanita. The children became ill. El Patron and his sister, both great doctors, could not save them.
They became ill only after they went to work in that awful place. And why were they buried at night? So we could not see them. To give them a Christian burial. Why? Why?
You know why. They told us the children died of some strange contagious disease and had to be buried at once.
What shall we do now?
We cannot go without Francisco. We must wait and pray. I don't know what else to do.
Another wonderful storm. I congratulate you, dear brother. You were correct in choosing this wild land.
It was not I. It was Professor von Metzler who said in southwest part of America, you'll find these electrical storms you need for your experiments.
Modest Rudolph. You never do take any credit for what you do.
I want no credit for these terrible things we are doing here, Maria. All I want is to go back to Vienna.
Vienna. We will not see an electrical storm there in months. But here, the very gods conspire to give them to us all the time. Well, we go to work. In a moment, we shall know if we have succeeded. Quick, prepare the injection of digitalis. Hurry up with the digitalis. You took long enough. One would think you did not want him to live. He's dead. What a fool I've been. I've allowed the duothermic impulsator to be attached only to the body. Let's see what Grandfather's notation says. You see? The duothermic impulsator must also be attached to a living brain to transmit living vibrations to the artificial brain.
But such a powerful electric impulse might prove fatal to the brain of a living person.
That chance I am willing to take. It's because we've been forced to use the brains of children that we've failed. What we need is a man, a powerful man, a giant. Then we shall succeed.
But what good will it do to succeed?
Imagine, we'll have someone to do our bidding who can't be put to death. Just as we have given it life, only we can take its life away.
Maria, we have already caused the death of 3 children and violated the graves of others just to make the experiments.
My, you're a humanitarian. You should have stayed in Europe and given pink pills to sweet old ladies. This is the last artificial brain Grandfather Frankenstein made. The secret of how to make these died with him. If I fail in this last attempt, I too am willing to die.
Is it so terrible to fail?
You're a fool, Rudolph. We hold the secret of life in our hands.
Maria, this has already cost grandfather his life. And father has never...
Father was a weakling. He dared not try the experiments, only on paper. You know, Rudolph, sometimes I think you remind me of Father.
What do you want to do next? There's no one else left to experiment on. This boy was the last. And his sister Juanita was here demanding to see him.
What did you tell her?
The same as the others, that the boy has a highly contagious disease and cannot be seen.
Good. These peasants are ignorant and superstitious. We have nothing to fear from them.
When the Lopez family finds out that Francisco is dead, they will leave, like the others. We'll be alone, all alone in this wilderness, in this... I can't stand.
Everything is just right here. The isolation, the electrical storms for the energy we need. I know you want to leave. Well, you can't. Where would you go? Vienna? The police are looking for us there. They did not understand our work any better than these peasants. Rudolph! We are safer here than anywhere else. Now that I know what is wrong, somehow I will find the right man to withstand the shock of my experiments. He must be big and strong as a giant.
This is the time, Stacy. Stacy, get up.
Hank, you better win this. We're stone broke.
What makes you think I'm losing, Jesse?
Well, that's that.
Nobody's beaten Stacy since I bought this saloon. That's over 10 years ago.
There's always the first time. I'll take that bet money now.
Not so fast. Not so fast. I could have the sheriff lock you two up for disturbing the peace, but I'll make you a deal. Leave town and I won't press charges.
You better pay up, mister.
Why should I?
Well, for one thing, I beat your man fair and square, I did. For another thing, we need the money real bad. And for another thing, the man you're holding out on is Jesse James.
I heard that Jesse James was killed up at Northridge.
There are a lot of folks who think that the James boys were wiped out. Well, I'm Jesse, all right. And there's only one way to prove it. I'll take that bet money. No hard feelings. You see, we weren't all killed at Northridge. We've sure been on the run ever since, though. That makes a man hungry. Why, Hank and I haven't had anything to eat since, when was the last time we ate, Hank?
It's been one whole day, but seems more like a month.
Hank would have taken your man a lot easier if he'd had his full strength. Now, ain't that right, Hank?
Yep. How about that steak now?
Now, that's an idea. And we'll pay for it with your money.
And I say you had no right to call in Jesse James and his boys. This was our deal. My deal, if you come right down to it. This was that big killing you've always been telling me about. You know, the one you've never been able to come up with? And now you tell me we ought to split it with Jesse James.
If you weren't my brother, I'd really work you over.
Do you think we can pull this deal ourselves? The two of us have plead out there? Well, at least you could have talked it over with me first.
I'm the leader of the Wild Bunch. I ain't talking nothing over with nobody. And if you don't like it, get out.
Just the same, my share is going to be 1/3. And you can cut up the rest between you and Jesse James any way you want to, but...
Your share is going to be exactly what I say it is. No more, no less. That's Pete's signal. You must be Jesse James.
Mm-hmm.
That Hank Tracy?
And you'd be Butch Curry, head man of the Wild Bunch.
That's right. Come on in, Jesse. This is Jesse James. This is my brother, Lonnie.
Lonnie?
Pete Ketchum, our lookout.
Pete? It's Hank Tracy. Lonnie?
Hi.
Pete.
Hi.
Well, this is the bunch. We got hit at St. Joe, Liberty, and Little Blue. We lost 11 men in all.
I can't hardly believe the famous Wild Bunch is down to 3 men.
I don't think the James boys are doing much better. Frank James hiding out in Kentucky as a preacher. And I hear the real Jesse James was shot to death.
James, everybody is trying to make me a corpse. Well, I don't like it. You trying to make me a liar?
No harm. No harm at all. It's just that there's a lot of four-flushers around here that's claiming to be Jesse James.
No, we didn't come here for any trouble. We came here to do a little job with you boys. I'm sorry, Lonnie, but you just backed yourself into a corner.
Take it easy, Jesse. He'll be all right when he sobers up. Now, to tell you the truth, Jesse, I figured you'd have more men. I didn't know that you were down to Hank and yourself. But I still think we got enough to pull this. And I think you'll agree that it's worth it when I tell you what it is. Have a seat. Now, on the way here, you pass through the Paseo del Norte. Do you know it?
Yeah, narrow cut about 30 miles out of Bisbee.
Well, we're going to take delivery of $100,000 there.
$100,000?
I thought you'd like the idea.
It's an awful lot of money. You sure?
Lonnie's sparking a girl that works at the bank. And when the bank gets fat to the tune of $100,000, they transfer it to Fort Buchanan. And later on, it's sent back east by the Army supply train. Right, Lonnie?
That's right. My word has always been good enough for the Wild Bunch, Mr. James.
No harm. No harm. That's an awful lot of money in one place at one time.
Jesse and me have looked down many a gun barrel for a lot less than that. Hey, Jesse?
Right, Hank. Seems to me anybody shipping that much money through a narrow pass would figure that's a natural place for a holdup.
That's the way the bank figures it, too. And that's why they send their stagecoach on through the pass with passengers and no money as a decoy.
Decoy?
That's right. When the first stagecoach gets through, they signal a second stagecoach that's all is clear. That's the one we'll be waiting for, with the money and no passengers. Simple and sweet, ain't it? What's the matter? Don't you like it?
That's too simple. What's the hitch?
No hitch. The second coach has only a driver and a shotgun. We'll hit them so fast they won't know what happened. I'd still like it better if we had more men, but I think we got enough to do it. Are you game? Want to try it?
You know me, Jesse. Whatever you say.
What's the split?
Well, there's 5 of us. We'll split it.
Butch.
We'll split it 5 ways.
Well, I didn't ride 300 miles for my health.
The deal. Marshal, I tell you, I know that's Jesse James. I made sure of that. So you get Jesse, and I get the $10,000 reward, dead or alive.
How do I know you're not sending us right into a trap?
Well, I'm riding right there with him, ain't I? If I was lying to you, it'd be easy enough for you to pick me off. Besides, I'm going straight.
Well, I can't afford not to go along with you, but let me tell you one thing. If you want to collect that reward, you better make sure you stay out of the line of fire.
Marshal, I tell you, I'm going straight. Now, all you got to do is tell your men that I'm on your side. Well, I guess I better be getting back to the boys. They might start to miss me. We wouldn't want that to happen, would we, Marshal? Well, we got a deal.
Maria Frankenstein betrayed by her creature, and Jesse James headed into an uncertain future. It's time for more interview. Dave! Yes. So what is your favorite movie that you've screened here at 12 Hours of Terror?
Well, in addition to Sleepaway Camp, which I mentioned before, I love that movie. I'm also a huge fan of the remake of The Blob. I just think that one's a lot of fun. And Christine. And Fright Night. So many. I love them all. So I could just
just keep naming them as you go along.
There's a few that I'm not a fan of, but it's not the Dave Huffman marathon. It's for everybody.
Right,
so there's a few that I've programmed that I don't really like, but I know other people do like them.
So what are some of the ones that you haven't liked? Just curious.
Well, I've never seen Human Centipede. Because I don't deal well with surgical things. So if it's medical, like if they were just being glued to each other, that would have been fine. But since they're being stitched to each other, no.
Just easy to tear off, though. There's not much horror in that.
So I've never seen that movie. But I know that people like it, and it got a great reaction. And we showed it here when it originally played at the Capitol.
Right,
so we just brought it back for the 12 Hours of Terror, I think last year. So.
Fantastic, fantastic. So what are some of your favorite 12 Hours of Terror memories? Do you have any particularly funny or bizarre stories you can share?
Well, the most bizarre story isn't really funny. Last year, whenever we had the power outage, about 20 minutes into our second movie, and we had to reschedule it and do the makeup day the week after. So that was a little traumatic. So that wasn't, but that's the most memorable thing that's happened.
Right.
But the thing that I will say is every year, it's great to see how many people have come back year after year after year. Right. This is our 10th anniversary, so today I've got something special planned for anyone that's been here all 10 years. So we'll see.
If only I hadn't missed 2 marathons. Oh my goodness. All right, now what movie that hasn't screened here yet do you want to show the most?
Oh, geez. Well, that would be kind of giving it away if that's what I'm going to do for next year, though, right? I try not to hint to too much. So I don't know. That's the thing. Since we've been doing this for 10 years, we've hit a lot of the big kind of iconic titles, and I try not to repeat myself. This year's the first year we're showing anything that we've ever shown before, which is Nightmare on Elm Street, and the only reason we're showing it again is because it's the 10th anniversary. Right. It was the very first movie we ever showed the first year, so I thought bring it back.
Right, exactly. Very good, very good. Now, as you mentioned earlier, you're a big fan of the Sleepaway Camp movies. So, very important question. Sleepaway Camp or Sleepaway Camp 2 Unhappy Campers?
It's the easiest question on earth to answer, Sleepaway Camp. Oh. It's the only one that matters.
You don't like seeing Pamela Springsteen as Angela?
I'm all fine and good for, celebrity siblings being in movies, but it's just not a movie that excites me. Like the original Sleepaway Camp has that perfect kind of magic of unintentional, humor and cheese. It's a really interesting, strange movie with gender politics being just all over the map in that movie. I love it. I just think it's great.
I remember when I was here, I stood up and clapped when the movie ended. One of the best endings of all time.
Indeed, yeah.
All right, so second very important question. Mm-hmm. You are surrounded by the worst monsters and villains in all of horror. Mm-hmm. Which horror hero do you want by your side?
The Blob. I want the Blob.
There you go.
Yeah, I just want the Blob because, quite frankly, it doesn't matter who's against the Blob's going to win.
The Blob is always going to win.
It's just an acid ball that's going to dissolve you. So the Blob's going to win.
All right. Dave, thank you so much for your time today. Is there anything you would like to promote?
Just keep coming back. Thank you very much for everybody that comes out every year to support the 12 Hours of Terror. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing it.
All right, thank you so much, Dave. And let's enjoy the 12 Hours of Terror.
Need food? We can help. The Greater Cleveland Food Bank's Benefits Outreach Department works within the community to help individuals locate food and apply for SNAP and other public benefits. Weekdays, our help center accepts phone calls from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and walk-ins from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 216-738-2067 or stop in our facility at 15500 South Waterloo Road. Our benefits outreach counselors are out in the community every day assisting with benefit enrollment and connecting the community to vital resources. Keep your eye out for our food truck, providing free, fresh produce and SNAP enrollment in the community. For more information, visit www.greaterclevelandfoodbank.org/gethelp.
Cleveland, I'm here with Dustin and John, two of the attendees at this year's 12 Hours of Terror. Gentlemen, how long have you two been coming to the 12 Hours of Terror?
About 5 years. I'm maybe about 7.
Great, great. What is your favorite movie that you've seen here?
John Carpenter's The Thing.
I have a tie. I enjoyed Motel Hell, was great, but seeing the original Chainsaw surrounded by people, and I sat behind some people that had never seen it before, so I got to watch them watch it, and the scene where the door flips open, popcorn went everywhere, it was great. One of the best things I've ever seen in a theater, period.
That is fantastic. That's great to do. Well, thank you, gentlemen, so much, and enjoy these 12 hours of horrific visions. Back to Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter.
Marshal, I tell you, I'm going straight. Now, all you got to do is tell your men that I'm on your side. Well, I guess I better be getting back to the boys. They might start to miss me. We wouldn't want that to happen, would we, Marshal? Well, we got a deal.
Now, you men know what to do. But I don't want anybody getting trigger happy because one of them happens to be Jesse James. Now, let's spread out and get up high. You two men take this side. Andy, we'll take this side and the horses. Let's go.
All right, Jesse, this is it. Now, remember, after the first coach gets through, they fire 2 shots. That's a signal for the second coach to come on. You got it? You and Hank take that side. We'll take this side.
That's right, Alani. You seem nervous. Something bothering you?
Just what are you driving at?
All right, you two, knock it off, knock it off. We're all a little edgy. Come on. Lonnie! Get ready, boys. First coach is coming.
That's the first one. That's the signal. Here she comes now, Jesse.
Get ready. Here she comes.
How about it, Jesse? You haven't got a chance.
Let's get out of here.
Jesse, look out! Well, that's the end of the Wild Bunch.
Ain't he one of them?
Lonnie? He tells me he's going straight.
Sure am. You saw me. Didn't I try to help you get Jesse James?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you did at that. Want to thank you, men. Now you better get back to your jobs and your homes.
What about you?
My job's going after those two. And I can't say I like it very much either.
I'm going with you, Marshal.
You want that reward pretty bad, don't you, Lonnie?
Yeah, I want that 10,000. But I want to see Jesse James' eyes looking right at me when I shoot him.
I never figured you'd try to shoot Jesse James from the front, Lonnie. All right, let's get these two men in the stagecoach. Get them back in town.
You guys give me a hand. Just hold it here.
I'll be all right. Won't it, Jesse?
Sure you will. Well, I'll just rest here a while and we'll move on.
Señor, no tenemos nada que nos lleve. Somos pobres. No nos haga daño.
We have nothing. Nothing.
I don't mean you know, huh?
Oh, bueno. Buenas noches, señor.
Buenas noches. ¿Habla inglés?
Poquito.
He speaks a little bit.
Well, my friend's sick. I wonder if you'd mind if we'd rest with you a spell.
Sí, señor. ¿Cómo no?
Gracias.
¿Quién será?
Pues no sé.
¿Quién puede
Yo tengo
caer esta
miedo.
noche?
Por
No,
favor,
hija,
por
no.
favor, tengo
Espérate
miedo.
a ver quién viene.
Régale a Dios
¿Quién
que
es?
no sea nadie mal.
He's been shot.
Well, he was cleaning his gun.
Here, let me help you. Dip this into the hot water. Right over there. The bullet must come out.
I know it.
There's a doctor in Prescott.
Well, we can't go into Prescott. We can't go into any town.
I understand. I knew what you were when you first came into camp. Your friend is dying.
Dying?
The wound is very bad. Very bad. I will take him to the doctors.
Where?
Do not worry. You will be safe.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
The man is dying. I'm taking him back to the doctors at the mission.
No, my child. You must not go back to them.
But I have to. I can't let him die.
And if you go there, something terrible will happen to you.
I'm not afraid.
I say you are not to go back. I forbid it.
But, Papa...
I forbid it.
We must wait a while.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
Senor,
Senor, do you speak English?
a little?
We've been following two men. One's a big man. He's been wounded. Do you understand? Comprehenda?
Si, senor.
Well, did you see them?
No, senor.
Marshal.
So you didn't see anybody, huh? Marshal? Take a look at these.
Could have been them. I got a hunch they were here.
Well, folks say Jesse James steals from the rich
And gives to the poor.
Adios, senor.
You're lying. You're lying to us. They were here and you helped them get away. I ought to kill you.
Let him alone.
Juanita, she went away with them in the night. We must go after her.
No. When Francisco died, I swore that I would go away and never come back. And I will not. Not even for Juanita.
Then I will go back without you.
You will be lost in 5 minutes. You will do as I say, as Juanita should have done.
How do you feel, senor? I'll cook you some broth. If Jesse is looking, bring us something to eat. I'll bring you some water.
Where's Juanita? I told her to stay here. Juanita? Juanita!
Look out, Jesse!
Jesse. You saved my life, Jesse.
Cleveland, I'm here with Wolfchild. How many years have you been coming to 12 Hours of Terror, sir?
Yeah, it's been a good 2-3 years.
Awesome, awesome. And what is your favorite movie that you've seen here?
Boy, there's so many titles. I put it this way. The original Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, yes, excellent. Very good choice. All right, thank you so much, Wolfchild. Enjoy the marathon.
Thank you very much.
Cleveland, I'm here with Kevin, one of the attendees at the 12 Hours of Terror. Kevin, how many years have you been coming to the 12 Hours of Terror?
This is my 7th year.
Fantastic. And what is your favorite movie that you've ever seen here?
Oh, geez. There's too many to name.
Hard to choose.
I mean, every year, whether it's Phantasm or the Human Centipede. It's just classics.
Always.
Always.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Kevin. Enjoy the 12 Hours of Terror. Cleveland, we'll be right back to B-Movie Mayhem with Cousin Bobby here on TV 20.
Hi, I'm Mayor Frank Jackson. You've probably seen media coverage of the growing opioid epidemic in northeastern Ohio. But what you might not know is how many of these tragedies begin with a seemingly innocent prescription for pain medication. That is why we're teaming with the Cuyahoga County Opiate Marketing Task Force to encourage you to know the risk. Go to the website on your screen to learn which pills are opiates and alternative ways of dealing with pain. Which starts as a prescription can end with addiction, so know the risk.
For hundreds of children this year, life will be cut short by fire and by thoughtlessness. The parent who leaves a small child alone to run an errand for a few moments, visit a neighbor, take an older child to school, that parent leaves a helpless child. Children should never be left alone. Tell the babysitter where you'll be and how you can be reached.
And Polly, should you smell smoke or anything, be sure you get the children and yourself out right away. Okay.
Even if the child is supervised, keep matches out of reach. Nearly a third of all victims of fires are children. A quarter of them are children left alone. In a fire, children are helpless. They need you. Presented as a public service by the National Fire Protection Association in cooperation with this station.
All right, Cleveland. I am here with Anisha and Laurel, two more attendees for the 12 Hours of Terror. So, how many years have you two been coming to this marathon?
8 years.
Oh my goodness, same here, same here.
Yeah, we missed the first two. We were not very happy about that, but we didn't realize it till the third year, so.
Understandable, understandable. So what are your favorite movies that you've seen here?
Oh my goodness, that is just so hard to do. You go first, because I have to think about that.
Well, Night Train. Is it Terror Train?
Terror Train is
yeah.
awesome. Terror Train is
That's
awesome.
a good one. But
Night of the Living Dead, Creep Show,
Oh, yeah.
American Werewolf in London. We just love all of them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's just
They do a great
we
job.
love this every single year. We live for this.
Oh, fantastic. Well, have fun with it.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We're
You're
so excited
welcome.
to be here.
Yes, it's the
Thank
10th anniversary, so we're happy.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
very excited. Well, thank you both so much. Have a great marathon.
Thank you.
Cleveland, it's time to go back to Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter.
You saved my life, Jesse. Up there. That is the place I told you about. There's where the doctors are. This is our home. I wait here.
You know how to use one of these?
Yes,
Don't be riding, Juanita.
I'm not. Now that you're here, I'll be waiting for you.
Who is it?
We want to see the doctor. We want to see the doctor. My friend is badly hurt.
Who sent you to us?
A girl by the name of Juanita.
Juanita? Is she back here?
Yes, come on, you're wasting time.
Just a minute. Maria. Maria.
What is it, Rudolph?
2 men. They are looking for a doctor. Perhaps it's the police.
Police here? Hundreds of miles from nowhere? You're a fool.
The girl Juanita is back. She brought them here.
And you're afraid of an ignorant girl. I shall take care of it. Come in. What happened?
You're the doctor?
Yes. My brother and I are both doctors. What happened?
Well, he shot himself cleaning his gun.
We will be glad to help your friend, won't we, Rudolph?
Maria, I believe that...
Rudolph, the laboratory. This way. Take him in there. Put him on the table.
The man's story is obviously a false one.
So much the better. They must be running from the law. Why else would they seek us out? Heaven sent them to us.
Heaven?
Please wait in the hall while we examine the patient.
All right, I'd like to take care of the horses anyway.
If you put them in the lower stable, they will be well hidden there.
I'll be right back.
Jesse. Jesse.
Whom are you calling?
Jesse. James. Don't let him leave me.
Jesse James. Rudolph, it's even better than I thought. The one outside is Jesse James. The whole countryside must be looking for these two. Perfect, Rudolph, perfect. I have plans for them both.
His wound is bad. Festering.
It is nothing. He is strong as a giant. What a brute he'll make.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm Marshal McPhee. We've been trailing 2 men. Did they stop here?
2 men?
Yes, one of them was wounded.
Oh, no. They're not here.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll come in and look around.
I told you they weren't here.
I'm sorry to bother you, ma'am.
Your friend is very sick, Mr.
Howard.
Ah, yes. Mr. Howard. He has a very high temperature, but my brother is an excellent doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Won't you come to the library? I want to talk to you. Please sit down, Mr. Howard. Did Juanita tell you some terrible tales about us?
Why did you say that?
Well, what did she tell you?
Nothing. We ran into the Lopez family, and Juanita offered to bring us to a doctor.
Nothing else?
Should she have told us something else?
No, I suppose not. Perhaps you're wondering why we live in this old abandoned mission. The answer is quite simple. My brother and I came here from Europe. We are scientists, perhaps ahead of our time. Our experiments were not always understood or appreciated in our own country, so we had to leave. Finally, we came here. When I realized that out here my brother and I could stop from running, I took possession of this old mission and fixed it up for our work.
Well, I must say it's different. I mean, making a home out of a monastery. Sort of lonesome, I should think.
It has its compensations. Won't you join me? Help yourself.
Well, thanks. It's been a long time since we stopped to eat.
Yes, gentlemen.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm Marshal McPhee. We're trailing 2 outlaws.
Outlaws?
Oh, don't be frightened. They're not the type to hurt women. Besides, one of them's badly hurt.
And who are these outlaws?
One's Jesse James, the other's Hank Tracy.
Well, my brother and I have neither seen nor heard anyone today. But if we do, we shall send word to you.
Thank you.
Where will you be?
Well, I have a feeling they're holding up in this area someplace, so I think we'll spend a few days in Shelby.
Very well.
Thank you.
Just the marshal looking for some outlaws.
Oh, did he say who they were?
No, Mr. Howard. While my brother is taking care of your friend, I hope you will decide to stay here with us.
Well, thanks. Well, I'd like that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I will see if I can help my brother. How is he?
Lost a lot of blood.
He looks all right to me. I intend to use him in my next experiment.
Maria, please stop this terrible experiment. We'll have another death on our conscience.
Don't be an imbecile. If I turned him over to the marshal, he'd be hanged anyway. So what has he got to lose? Now go get that girl, Juanita, to help you. Remember, he must stay alive.
I think it's a mistake to bring her into this house.
Let it be my mistake, then. But get her here where I can keep an eye on her. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
How do you feel this morning?
Pretty good. You've been awful good to me, Juanita. Hardly anybody's been that good. Except maybe Jesse. I can't thank you enough.
I don't do this because I want thanks.
Juanita, when I get well and Jesse and I leave, will you go with us?
No. I must stay here. Someday, when the Frankensteins leave, my people will come back.
You must be wrong about them, Juanita. Look how good they're treating me.
Perhaps. But out there in the graveyard, I see my brother's grave. No. My place is here.
Then I'll stay here with you.
Oh, no. You mustn't. I won't let you. As soon as you get well, you must go.
But Juanita...
No. No.
Juanita...
You know what? Today, Hank asked me to come with you when you go. Don't you want me to go with you?
It isn't that, Juanita. It's just...
Well, I'm waiting.
When I first met you, I told you, I'm Jesse James. I'm an outlaw.
You are the outlaw. That I know. But you haven't told me. Do you want me to go with you?
There's your answer.
That is all I wanted to know. No. I can't not leave this place. I must not. But I had to know that you wanted me.
If that isn't just like a wolf.
Please, do not be angry with me. You see, I must stay just as you must go.
Why must I go?
Because I do not trust the Frankensteins. They're wicked. They're terrible people. They will destroy you. They destroy our village and some of our boys. And they will destroy you and Hank. Promise. On my brother's grave. Please. Go. Someday, when things are different for you and me, you come back. I'll wait.
It's kind of hot inside. I thought I'd come out for a smoke.
Yes, it's nice out here.
It's kind of nice country. Why has everybody except Juanita gone away?
We are scientists. We make experiments. These people are ignorant. They do not understand, and they're frightened. So they've run away.
Seems like some of them didn't quite make it.
Ah, yes, Francisco. A sweet child. He became ill, but my brother and I could not save him. He was weak. Not like your friend Hank. Hank is improving.
Thanks to you and your brother. And Juanita.
He's doing even better than I'd hoped for.
How soon do you think we'll be able to leave?
I want to speak to you about that. I want you to stay.
I'm sorry. I made a promise that we'd leave as soon as Hank was well enough to travel.
A promise? To whom?
To myself, you might say.
It's lonesome out here and very difficult for us. We do not know how to cope with this wild country. Stay here. We need you. I need you. I'm on the verge of a great experiment, and I know I will succeed this time. I will build an empire here. I want you to share in everything. My experiments, my life.
How can I help you?
Rudolph is weak. I need you. I need your strength.
We leave as soon as Hank is well enough to travel.
I'm sorry I made a fool of myself. Good night, Mr. Howard. You're to find Jesse, Mr. Howard, and give him this envelope.
What is it?
You're to tell him it's a prescription for Hank, that he's taken a turn for the worse, and that we need this prescription to be filled.
But Hank is doing well. And Juanita knows it, and she sees Jesse all the time, especially at night.
So you've been snooping around as usual. Well, then you know. To think that this outlaw, with a price on his head, refused me for that girl. Yes, I've seen them together, too.
So what are you going to do, Maria? Nothing foolish, I hope. What is in this envelope?
I tell you what. It's a note to Jensen, the druggist in Shelby, telling him that the bearer is Jesse James, the outlaw, with a price on his head.
No, you mustn't. You mustn't.
Mustn't I? Why not? I would have turned him in before, only...
Only you wanted him for yourself. Oh, you're jealous. You're human after all.
How dare you!
Hey folks, let's take a quick break for the Bobby score. We have a half star for the bottle of poison inconspicuously labeled as poison, a half star for sloppy bare-knuckled boxing, and 1 star for the Hank Igor monster looking like a Pachycephalosaurus. That's a total of 2 stars. Cousin Bobby says that was one wild western. Cleveland, I hope you're enjoying Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter. I'm here with 3 first-timers to the 12 Hours of Terror, Kat, Jimmy, and Rachel. How did you all hear of this marathon?
Well, I've been coming to the late shift movies since, God, I got out of college, so probably about, 15 years ago.
Something like that.
And so I've always wanted to come. I've never been before, and I thought, sure, why not this year?
And I spend way too much time at the Capitol Theater, so how would you not know about this?
Very good, very good. What movie are you all looking forward to the most tonight?
I'm excited about Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I'm excited about it.
Very nice, very nice. Jimmy, how about you?
I'm going to have to go with Bloody Birthday because I have not seen it, and it's called Bloody Freaking Birthday.
Rachel, how about you?
I'm going to go with Scream because it's a favorite.
Oh, very good, yes. All excellent choices, very good. Well, I hope you all have a great time tonight. Cleveland, we'll be right back to B-Movie Mayhem with Cousin Bobby here on TV 20.
until all our daughters are safe, until all our children have families, until all our families have homes, until all our parents are cared for. We'll be here.
Cleveland, Cousin Bobby here. Hope you're enjoying the movie so far. I'm here with Esteban, one of the attendees at the 12 Hours of Terror. Esteban, how many years have you been coming here?
4 or 5 now.
Very good, very good. And what is your favorite movie that you've seen here?
Here, I saw my favorite movie was probably one of the special movies they had. I think it was the zombie movie. Something.
Oh, Day of the Dead. Was it Day of the Dead?
No, it was the one with all the kids. They're like the Boy Scouts.
Oh yes, Boy Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Yeah, that was a good
here.
one.
But my favorite scary movie is Night of the Creeps, though.
Oh,
yeah.
That'd be great if they showed that here. Always gotta love Freddy. All right, well, thank you so much, Esteban. All right, Cleveland. I'm here with Mayhem, yet another attendee of the 12 Hours of Terror. Mayhem, how many years have you been coming to this marathon?
This is my 3rd year coming here. It's been awesome all 3 years, except last year when
the power went
out.
All right, what is your favorite movie that you've seen here?
Favorite movies definitely got to be Rawhead Rex. Just unbelievably funny, and that's my kind of favorite horror movie, B style.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Definitely one of the best Clive Barker films. All right, it's time for the shocking conclusion to Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter.
Oh, you're jealous. You're human after all.
How dare you!
So I have to ride into Shelby to get some medicine for Hank. He's taking a turn for the worst.
What do you mean? When I saw him this evening, he was fine. Oh, they're sending you away to get rid of you.
Now, why would they try and get rid of me? Besides, if you're wrong, it cost Hank his life.
Jesse! Don't trust them, especially Maria. Please, don't go.
I'll be back.
Jesse!
What you're going to do is insane.
We shall soon see which one of us is insane.
Besides, we should postpone this transplantation until he recovers from his gun wound.
He's recovered enough.
Maria, this is not the same as experimenting on one of the village children. Jesse James will kill us for what we are doing.
Jesse James will be caught and hanged in Shelby. Now get on with the operation. see. While you finish preparing, I shall activate the artificial brain. The brain is ready.
Patient is ready.
Good. That dog! He always senses when we operate. I told you to muzzle him.
I forgot. I'm very upset, Maria. I haven't your nerves.
Go silence him.
Yes.
Now, at the next stroke of lightning, we shall have the answer.
Don't do it, Maria. You are going too far. No one should tamper with the laws of God.
You are no longer Hank Tracy. You are evil. Do you understand? Evil. That is how you will be known. I am Maria Frankenstein. As I think, you will think. We are one. I will command. You will obey. You will live as long as I will it. You will die when I command it. Remember, you're always under my control. You are now get the digitalis. We must save him. Let me have it.
No.
Why not?
Oh, we're wasting time.
So that's it! No! Igor! Save me! Igor, save me! Igor! Save me! He's alive! Alive! Get him, Igor! Get him! Get him!
Save me! Maria, sister! Save me!
You killed the others with this to keep me from succeeding with my experiments.
You have been flaunting God's will.
You did well, Igor. Come, I want Juanita.
Juanita.
Yes, Juanita.
Juanita. Juanita.
Come, Igor.
Juanita.
She's gone. Probably with him. Well, good riddance to them both. But I still have you, Igor. Come.
What do you want?
I need some medicine. I'm sorry to bother you so early in the morning, but I gotta have this medicine to get right back. Something the matter?
No. It's just that I haven't got the medicine handy. If you'll sit down and wait.
Will it take long?
No. Just sit there. I'll be right back with the medicine.
All right, let's go.
Shouldn't we wait till Sheriff Buchanan and the marshal get back?
No, I don't think so. They're not going to be back for hours. You see, Jensen, someone gave them a tip that they knew where Jesse James was hiding out. This guy you saw, what did he look like?
Medium tall, young, dark. Looked like he'd been riding a long way. I'll tell you something else. He looked plenty tough.
Jensen, you see this? This is made to take care of tough guys.
I don't want to get mixed up in any gunplay, especially not in my store. I'm a married man.
You're going to do exactly what I say and keep your mouth shut.
I still say I won't mix up in any gunplay. Jesse James, of all people.
Now, Jensen, you listen to me. There's $10,000 reward for Jesse James. I'm going to collect it, and you're going to help me.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I do want you to go back over there and make him up some kind of medicine. Anything. Just act like nothing happened. Now, don't be so nervous. You're liable to catch on.
What about you?
Don't you worry about me. I'll be there. And Jensen, I want you to listen to me and remember this. If anything goes wrong, I'm going to hold you personally responsible.
No.
How long is it going to take?
Well, not very long. I got to measure this, you know. I told you, Jason. I'd get nervous. Please, Jesse, don't shoot me.
How did you know my name? Hold it. Juanita.
I came to warn you. You must not go back.
What do you mean? Is Hank all right?
No, what they did to Hank, you can't believe it. It's terrible. If you go back, they do the same thing to you.
What are you talking about?
Hank is not Hank anymore.
I have to go back.
If you do, I go to the marshal at Shelby for help. I know what it'll mean if I bring him back with me. But I'd rather see you dead than see you looking like Hank.
I still have to go back to Hank.
I'm sorry, Jesse. I must do it. I love you too much not to. And that's the truth, Marshal. Please, please believe me.
Too bad you didn't tell me about this when I came to your house.
I know. I was wrong. God, forgive me.
All right, let's go.
Thank you, Marshal.
That's enough, Igor. Quick, Igor, into the house. Get in there. Be quiet. If I need you, I will call you. Who is it? What do you want?
It's Jesse James. Open up.
I'm glad you're back.
No thanks to you.
Yes, I know what you're thinking. But it was Rudolph. He forced me to write that note.
I want to see Hank right now.
Well, Hank is not here. He and Rudolph left together.
I don't believe you.
I swear it.
All right, if you won't tell me where he is, I'll find him.
Why do you treat me like this when you know how I feel about you?
Right, I'll shake the truth out of you.
Igor!
Right, then I'll choke it out of you. Once and for all, what did you do to Hank? I want to know it.
Bring him in here. Put him on the table. Igor! Go to your room. Your room, Igor. Save your strength, Jesse James. You will need it. Yes. I knew who you were from the very first. You see, we have something in common. We're both outside the law. That's why I offered you a chance to join me. But you chose to refuse me. You, an outlaw, refusing me, Maria Frankenstein, granddaughter of a count. I will use you in my next experiment. You see, Jesse James, I have won after all.
Where's Hank? What have you done with him?
You will see Hank soon. Sweet dreams, Jesse James. Perhaps of Juanita. Now I've got work to do.
Perhaps it's better if she doesn't see me.
Doctor, Marshal McPhee.
I have nothing to say. Go away. I'm in the midst of an important experiment.
You wait just a minute. I want to talk to you.
About what?
I've been told you're harboring Jesse James and Hank Tracy.
Who told you such a lie?
Juanita Lopez.
Juanita Lopez. I'm surprised that you're Marshal listening to an ignorant peasant.
Well, just the same, I intend to search this place.
Well, search all you care to. I'll show you around myself.
Well, that's just exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, shall we start with my laboratory?
Well, Jesse, finally caught up with you.
Igor!
What did you say?
Nothing. Take him in there.
Jesse! Jesse! What have they done to you? Jesse!
Igor! Come here! Quick! Get her, Igor. Get Juanita. Juanita.
Juanita?
Kill Juanita. Kill her. Kill Juanita.
Jesse! Jesse!
Juanita.
No! Please!
Kill. Kill.
It's me, Jesse, Hank.
Kill. Kill.
No. Hank, it's me, Jesse James, your friend. Hank? Hank! Hank, don't make me kill you.
Oh, Jesse! I thought he would kill you.
Juanita. Juanita.
Oh, Jesse. Our village is free once more. Thanks to you. And Hank, my people will come back here. Jesse, I will be waiting for you here.
No, Juanita. Look, I am an outlaw with a rope waiting for me.
That's not what I want to hear.
I love you, Juanita.
Vaya con Dios. Te amo, mi vida. Go with God.
That's all we have for tonight. Thank you all for watching. A big thanks to Dave Huffman and the Capitol Theater for allowing us to shoot here tonight. A big thanks to my production partner, Pat Longbreak, as well as the entire crew here at TV20, and my cameraman for the night, Mike Papa. Thanks go as well to our graphic designer, Jeff Agneberg. Remember to email me your questions and comments to cousinbobby216@gmail.com, and to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Cleveland, hope you're not planning on robbing any stagecoaches tonight. Sweet dreams.